as a counselor, as a therapist, I don't think therapy is the only way to get to know yourself. Like that's a myth, that's a fallacy, that's like a business model that some people are going through these days, where they are pushing therapy on you and they're saying therapy is the only way you can, achieve some kind of self-realization. That's not true. There are many, 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 many different ways to achieving a better understanding of the self. But what's important, people, to understand is that you cannot achieve self realization by listening to something, by watching something, or by just reading something. That's still at the level of the intellect. And why is that stunted? Like, why is that a problem? The only problem I have with that is that we are living in a society that's going to be increasingly intellectual. You can see, after COVID, we're going to have these Zoom meetings and these talking to cameras being like very much the norm. Working from home for urban people who can afford it, international business meetings happening again on the screen, and there is a literal drain of the spiritual self that happens when we engage too much with a non-human or a non-alive medium, when we are investing all our energies into that medium. And I mean, I can see this in my friends, I can see this in myself, I can see this in my parents, I can see this in my family members, in the people I love in my life, my partner. I can see this in everybody. That there is a sense of dissociation that's becoming more and more real. And that is probably the age of Aquarius and who we are going to be in the next decade to come, or the next world that we're stepping in, right? So, where does sexuality and emotional and sensory stuff lie in this increasingly digital world? That's the question to ask yourself when you are looking at any kind of growth-oriented techniques for yourself.